come out from your pretentious life. Everything is getting out of hand, yeah. Look at the bigger picture. One life, one chance.
My name is Suraj Bakran. I am studying media in St. Joseph's College. I also work for the Hamra Awaz Media Center in Darjeeling, which was set up as a part of Youth Economic Development by Mercy Corps. My concept of disabled people before making the film was that they were people with severe disabilities who needed to live in nursing homes, rehabilitation hospitals, and under constant supervision. As days progressed, I started to read more on disability, and I was ready to meet our first interviewee. His name was Dinesh Shrestha, and he was the father of Nimesh, a 20-year-old boy suffering from cerebral palsy, a physical disability in human development.
The day will come somewhere in the future.
दिनदेखि नानी जन्मियो प्राय त्यति बेलादेखि नै एउटा सानो कस्तो भन्ने एउटा प्रब्लम पनि हैन अनजान के हो कसो हो हैन त्यसमा हामी पढ्दै गएर अप्ठ्यारो विशेष त उसको अघि भने जस्तै बेसी फेन्ट भइबस्छ घरिघरि फेन्ट हुने हैन त्यस्तो
फर्स्टमा त मैले रियलाइज अब त्यो हुन्छ नि त्यो नानी यस्तो भन्दाखेरि मलाई विश्वासै गर्नु मन नलाग्ने तिम्रो नानी ढिलो छ यस्तो छ भन्दा होइन 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 यो राम्रै हो जस्तो लाग्थ्यो त्यो स्टेज क्रस गरेपछिदेखि चाहिँ साँच्चै नै हो रहेछ भनेर साँच्चै नै अरू नानीहरू भन्दा त ढिलो पो रहेछ भनेर त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ डक्टरहरू देखाउने कसलाई देखाउनु पर्ने के गर्नुपर्ने त्यो खालको त्यो स्टेज एउटा क्रस गरेँ त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ जब पक्कै भयो कि मेरो नानीमा अब के प्रब्लम छ उसलाई अब यो छ उसको ब्रेन ड्यामेज छ अरे यो छ अरे त्यसो छ भनेपछिदेखि चाहिँ त्यहाँदेखि चाहिँ म फेरि डिप्रेसन जस्तोमा अब हुन्छ नि किन होला त मेरै नानीमा त यस्तो त्यो केयर गरेको यस्तो त्यस्तो त्यो खालको त्यो स्टेज.
While interviewing him, I found that disability is one of the sectors that seldom witness progress. Poor strategy and machinery of the government, which translates into negligible intervention, has failed to address the needs of people with disability in the hills of Darjeeling. There is complete lack of awareness amongst the families and the wider community. Superstition and prejudice prevail strong, psychosocially depriving people with disability and their families and making them the most unprivileged of the lot.
It's all about love.
I also heard about Darjeeling Sparsh, a local NGO which is supported by donations from the rickshaw run participants.
We all need some love in our lives.
So, my next stop was Darjeeling Sparsh, where I met Prashant Waiba and discovered that Sparsh was an NGO which improves the quality of people with disability by empowering them through rehabilitation, access to correct information, and sensitizing the community they live in to develop a disabled-friendly atmosphere and increase their social acceptance. Sparsh also promotes the formation of parent groups and builds their capacity to undertake linkage and advocacy initiatives. The work that Sparsh does in Darjeeling is imperative, and every pound that comes in as donation from the rickshaw run participants is used to the fullest. After meeting Prashant Waiba in Sparsh, my next mission was to meet another incredible girl who is supported by Sparsh, Antara, a physically challenged 15-year-old who studies in Loreto Convent. The following morning, I made up my mind to meet Antara at her residence.
I study in Loreto Convent School in class 9C. She is my mother, Mrs. Renu Longjil, and my father expired 3 years ago, and his name is late Kundan Longjil. My main hobby is, my one and only hobby is singing, and my ambition is also to become a successful singer.
As I watched Antara being carried by her mother, it made me realize how difficult it was for her. A child with a disability is the hardest thing in the world because they do not understand why everyone is normal and they are not.
Where has all the hope gone? Why isn't there any solution? Why do we find
all Antara knows is that she is different, and these differences, they limit her in everyday life and activities.
What stories will it tell them? And who will they follow? What will they become? Time is on our side, but it won't wait. Time is on our side, but it won't wait.
Antara is one of the privileged few to be supported by the donations from the rickshaw run participants. However, there are numerous people with disability in the rural areas who do not take the issue of disability seriously, as they have greater things to worry about, like food and shelter. I did visit one of the families in Makaibari Tea Estate, which is a 2-hour drive from Darjeeling. Disability in the tea garden communities are not taken up seriously, as it is tagged with superstition and prejudice. When I met the mother of the disabled child in Makaibari, she seemed jovial about her son's disability and tells us that, quote-unquote, we have to look after other members of the family as well. I was so sad to hear this and I wanted to cry, so I just walked out.
La 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 la, yeah. La 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 la.
Disability has always been unobserved in Darjeeling. But thanks to the appreciable funding from the donations of rickshaw run participants, Sparsh can alternatively enable these people. And even my concept of disabled people has changed. And today I believe that people with the most severe disabilities could live in their own home, given adequate community-based service. And at the very least, they should be given that choice. Thank you for your generous donations, Rickshaw Run.
It is at times like this that you learn. You just gotta let go. 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 Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind. La 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 la. La 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 la. Sometimes I feel like I'm just dreaming. Sometimes I feel like I'm just drifting. Sometimes I feel like I'm just running. La 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 la.